This episode of Proper English is brought to you by Pancakes, the difference between shy, embarrassed and ashamed, and the idiom to smell a rat.
Hello, I'm Dave.
And I'm Alison.
And we'd like to welcome you to our podcast, which, as you know, is called Proper English.
If you're learning English and you want to know why I love Pancake Day so much,
if you get stuck knowing how to describe that feeling you get when you've said something stupid,
if you're puzzled by the word shrove,
then Proper English is just the thing for you.
Today is one of my favourite days of the year.
What? Tuesday?
Blimey, that would make me a particularly upbeat person if my favourite day of the year happened every week. The fact that today is a Tuesday, though, is relevant, as it's Shrove Tuesday.
Ah, Shrove Tuesday, also known by many as Pancake Day.
Yes, Pancake Day is the secular name. Do you know what Shrove Tuesday means?
Just off the top of my head. Isn't it the day before Ash Wednesday? Ash Wednesday being the first day of Lent.
Yep, it's wrapped up in the Christian calendar.
In some countries, it's known as Mardi Gras and may be marked with a carnival. It marks the end of being able to feast and enjoy fat and rich foods, because the period of Lent for Christians is a time of fasting in the run-up to Easter.
The word shrove comes from the word shrive, which means to seek absolution for one's sins. So for religious people, Shrove Tuesday is a day when they go to confession to seek forgiveness. Like other Christian festivals, it is also celebrated by people who aren't religious and just partake in the festivities.
So, why pancakes?
Because they're delicious, Dave.
Well, yeah. I thought it was because, historically, people used up all the rich foods in their store cupboard ready for Lent.
Yes, you are right. Eggs, milk, sugar had to be used up to remove temptation, and a great way to use them is to make pancakes.
Oh, sugar, very expensive as well.
I guess, yeah, it would have been. Yeah. So, mix eggs and milk and flour together to make the batter. You can add a little butter to make it extra rich.
You add butter to make the batter better?
It's a tongue twister.
Then pour some of the batter into a large hot frying pan, cook on one side, and then either flip it over to cook on the other side with a spatula, or, and this is way more fun, toss the pancake by flicking the frying pan so that the pancake turns over in mid-air.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Then squeeze lemon juice over it, sprinkle sugar on it, eat it up, and make more.
A few years ago, we also discovered that peanut butter and slices of banana work well too.
Yes, I love that combination. And I guess an added reason why I loved Pancake Day so much as a kid was that it was the one day of the year when we didn't have to have a first course. When I was little, my mum was very firm about us having a healthy diet, and there was no pudding until we'd eaten a suitable amount of the vegetables and so on in the first course. But on Pancake Day, we skipped the boring stuff and went straight to dessert. Yum. Now it's time for What's the Difference?
What's the difference? Now, this week we're considering 3 words rather than the usual 2. What's the difference between shy, embarrassed and ashamed?
They're an unusual combination, with embarrassed as kind of the midpoint. By that I mean that most students seem to confuse shy with embarrassed and ashamed with embarrassed.
OK, one at a time then. Shy. If you're shy, you might feel nervous or timid around people. It's kind of part of your personality. Embarrassed is how you may feel as a result of a particular event. Falling over in public, for instance, messing up your presentation at work, or realising you've got broccoli stuck between your teeth when you're talking to somebody you want to impress. Teenagers are constantly embarrassed by their parents.
Oh, you're so embarrassing. It is an uncomfortable feeling, isn't it? And is associated with shame, which I think is why learners sometimes confuse it with ashamed.
Yeah. Feeling ashamed is a much deeper feeling, though. and it can last much longer than embarrassment. It's associated with guilt and has a moral aspect to it. So you might expect to feel ashamed if you've lied to somebody or stolen something.
Oh, let's lighten up, shall we?
You said the what's the difference?
Another reason I like Pancake Day so much is that just occasionally it falls on my birthday. Easter is what we call a movable feast. Christmas Day and New Year's Day always have the same date, but Easter varies, although it is always in the spring. So that means that Shrove Tuesday moves too.
Yeah, it's a little late for your birthday this year, isn't it? Your birthday was last week.
Oh, I had a lovely day, Dave. Can't wait for the pottery classes that you arranged as my present.
Oh, yeah, you should have fun, I reckon. Pottering around. One last Shrove Tuesday note. If you want to find out more, then I definitely recommend reading the English Heritage blog all about it. Go to blog.english-heritage.org.uk and you can learn more about English customs and look at recipes too. And now it's time for Idiom of the Week.
Idiom of the Week? Detective Davidson looked at the crime scene. The room had been ransacked. Drawers were upturned, the sofa had been ripped apart, and there was a space on the wall where the Magritte painting should be.
We found a window broken, Ma'am. No fingerprints. It's obvious the burglars wore gloves and knew what they was looking for, said her bright young assistant.
Roberts, I smell a rat.
Did the detective's nose sense a rodent in the room? Or was it just an idiom, meaning that something was suspicious?
Exactly that, Roberts. I mean, Dave. Detective Davidson realised that all was not as it seemed. By saying that she smelt a rat, she was telling her colleague that she believed that the criminals were trying to trick them into reaching the wrong conclusion.
Roberts looked again at the broken glass. Surely, if the burglars had broken in from outside, the glass would be on the carpet. Good heavens, he exclaimed.
Do you smell a rat too, Roberts?
Indeed I do.
Davidson smiled quietly to herself. I'll make a detective of the lad yet, she thought. And here we are at the end of another episode of Proper English.
We hope you've had fun listening in on our conversation. And what did you think of the detective story? Did you work out why our tenacious officers could smell a rat?
Why not tell us how you think the crime was committed by messaging us on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook? Or you can email us at properenglish,
all one word,
@sapo.pt.
Don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to us on your favourite podcast app so you never miss an episode.
So until next time, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me too.
And thank you for listening to
Proper English.